Hi, everyone. Welcome to Building Public with Natively again. We're super excited to have Al-Ameen today with us, who's building his mobile app. So I would love to just jump right away to Al-Ameen. If you can tell a bit about yourself, but also if you can pitch your idea that what you want to build with us today.
Hi, Jahid. Thanks for having me here. I'm so excited. I work as a tech specialist, mostly helping people with tech solutions for their needs, small businesses and also consumers. So just helping them optimize their technology and making it in a way that, you have simple solutions that work for you. But this project is personal for me. It's more of an experience that I've had myself, and I've always banged my head on the wall, like, why can't I have something like this? Why can't I have? And, with the amount of tools that we're having nowadays, it's really exciting to see what you can do. I'm trying to create an app called SensoryNav, and it's for people who are neurodivergent, people who have disabilities as well, that helps them discover, navigate, and access sensory friendly places. It's meant to give them accessible venues and solutions to help them, and enjoy the best of, the places they visit, you know,
Yeah.
irrespective of their own challenges. Because I used to go shopping a lot, but I don't like noise. I have really bad migraines. And there is not, like, when I go, at times when I just use Google Maps, and you look at the times when it's not as busy. So when you go, you don't have to interact with a lot of people. There's not a lot of movement. There's not a lot of noise, no crying children, things like that. And I've always, but at times Google Maps was not just enough for me. At times you might go and it's there's not a lot of people, but then they're playing loud music, for example, and you can't you like you're walking around and you just want to get out of there. So I was like, what if I could find something that would let us navigate, that would let us navigate these places and have the best of times, without, you're just having to go and then having that feeling in your place that, oh no, I hope this is a place I'm going to be able to have a good time in, without loud music, without sensory overload and stuff like that. So yeah,
Wow.
that's my app, my idea. That's what I've been trying. I want to build Sensory Nav.
Wow. Okay. I think it's a very overlooked a problem. And when you're describing and telling me the idea, I'm just I was just thinking, about is there some app that can solve this problem? And to be honest, I haven't seen such app, to be honest, so far. Or maybe there is, but which I don't know, or kind of you don't know. But this is something that I feel that this could be useful to so many people, because everyone has some kind of issues, whatever you call it. And then if this app can help them to actually just use it, and then they can decide what time to go, where to go, based on their
Exactly.
kind of habits, and that would be amazing. Actually, I have never thought about this type of app myself.
Think it's one of the things that you don't really think about until it affects you.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
I've met some mothers that have children who are autistic, and this is also a problem that they share as well. My children, times depending on where they are, depending on the environment, they can have sensory overload. Then it's like at that point you've lost them. You're not really having a good time anymore. You're trying so hard to accommodate them, and it's a frustrating experience. But then some businesses, you know, they're they're able to have better accommodations for people who are neurodivergent, for people who have disabilities as well. And that is something that oftentimes, if you're not really facing it yourself, you don't even think about it. It's not something that you think about. So I'm hoping that it's something that hopefully offers a solution to a niche that's really underserved, in my opinion.
Man, I cannot wait anymore. Let's just start building.
Let's get on with it then.
I really want to see kind of how it would look like. So let's just start. If you can share your screen.
So I had I created a Microsoft doc with all my prompts. So I spent like 3 days trying to prepare my prompts and everything for this, and I'm so excited to share it. I'm just gonna copy the first prompt that I have here. It says boom. So it says We want to build SensoryNav, a mobile app, iOS, Android, and later PWA that helps neurodivergent individuals and people with disabilities discover and navigate.
Maybe I mean, like maybe I would suggest that like remove letter whip or PWA because the
Oh,
tool confuses, and then it might do. Yeah, that would okay. Yeah, this is great actually. But
okay.
also kind of like you can delete the iOS and Android because like natively built the app for both.
Oh,
So like you need to change. Yeah,
that's awesome. That's
like let
awesome.
yeah, yeah, cool.
So can I go now? Can
Yeah, yeah,
I?
yeah,
All
yeah.
right. All right.
You the driver man, so you lead us. So
So yeah, I listed some of the, the basic, the top-down components, and then we'll go. So let me see. Let's type it in. Oh, this is nice.
this is like the moment, which the machine starts building and then you just watch and you just wait to see the first surprise.
Ah,
But also, like, to be honest, now, with Natively, I talk with so many of our users, and to be honest, it's like, like you think that we're in this era where there is an app for everything because there's way so many apps, to be honest, out there, but you still hear ideas and problems that you're like, oh wow, I didn't see this app yet. So it's like there's still, a huge space left for lots of apps to be built, but also, there could be apps which could be just like used for one person, because maybe like you just like want to build it how you like and then kind of like how you want to use it. So yeah, this kind of was a bit of interesting insights for me that yeah, there is still a lot of space for so many other apps to come in the market.
exactly, exactly. Yeah, and it's like you said. I think a lot of times we think so much about, the next big thing. Everyone's trying to come up with really grand ideas. But then when you look around you and even within your own experiences, you realize that you have some problems. Like you have some really personal problems, or you have some problems, issues that are not very pretty. It's not very exciting, but it's real. Like it solves problems. And that's what a lot of people overlook, like trying to go after the next best thing or the next biggest idea. And I feel it's sometimes it's the boring stuff. It's the boring but painful stuff that's often overwhelming or repetitive. That's where the gold mine is right nowadays. Like that's where you find things that are very, very viable.
Yeah, I totally agree actually, and I think kind of yeah, like it takes some time to really like come to this understanding that you don't need to go after shiny stuff. You just need to build something that solves the small or big problem, and then like you can market it, and then like you can like branch it to other problems or other parts later on. But this is super exciting. Just like one question on vibe coding. So, like, what's your experience? Have you built something previously, or kind of when did you start vibe coding in general?
I would say I started vibe coding about 2 months ago. I've not really done a lot. It's just I think in some of the Reddit pages that I follow, and I said, this sounds too good to be true. So I have a friend of mine that's a developer, and when I spoke to him about it, at first he's like, "Oh, that's
Gosh.
for people who don't know how to code, like, yeah, it's for people that want to play developers and feel good about themselves." But then, like, about a month ago, I asked him, I was like, look at stuff people are building. I sent him a few links and he said, oh, okay. Okay, that's good. And I said, look, you can have the best of both worlds. Like, you know how to develop. You're like a full stack developer. And then at the same time, you if you can use these tools to help you with the grunt work, that kind of stuff, and then you actually would have a better understanding of what it's doing for you. And he's like, yeah, yeah, well, that's good. And that was where my interest really picked. I saw some really nice things that people did. I saw some planners, some task managers that were really nice. And I said, oh, if I could do that from the comfort of my home, if I could even come up with a solution, just type in, that would be nice. And yeah, but I still think if you have some technical knowledge, if you know the fundamentals about coding and how these works, you would probably get the best of it. Because
That's true.
someone like me, if I come into any problems, I would probably need an external eye. Meanwhile, someone that has that knowledge would be able to troubleshoot quickly and then move on. So yeah.
Yeah,
Ooh, it
it's done,
says
right?
yeah, it says build successful. Oh, that's nice.
Also, like you can already launch it on iOS and Android. So
Oh, wow. Wow. I see like there's a little barcode here. So if I
yeah,
scan it, it gives me a preview of the app.
yeah, on your phone. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, the funny thing was when I was playing around with it earlier, I never really paid attention. That's really cool.
So like you can see because sometimes the like resolution might not look good on the computer, but now it looks amazing. Like we it's like much better. We fix things, but now so like you can also like play on your phone and then see and have the actual feeling of how your app looks like, and also you can see the flow on the phone. So it gives you a good feeling. It gives you a mobile app feeling. So that's simple. But let's see. Wow, it looks cool. So quiet corner coffee.
It says Century Garden Library. I like the names. It's covering Cam Waters Restaurant. I think
It uses those words with actually, just matches.
exactly. So let me see. What's my second prompt? So this one is about the layout.
And also, like, I don't know if you know it, not like you can also upload actually pictures and visuals, and then it can copy, those pictures or like visuals for the design part. Yeah.
Oh, nice. That's really neat. I didn't know that. You know, I initially I was I'm going it took me a while to become a believer. You know, I after I joined the Discord and I saw what others were doing, I said, "Oh, this might be all right. This is nice." Because I just thought, you know what, there's it's like this explosion. We're in the golden age of AI tools and vibe coding, and at times a lot of solutions, they just look really shiny, but then when you go in deep, there's not really a lot of depth to it. It doesn't do the deep dive into it, or at times it just leaves you with a clunky interface. Then you spend like after the excitement of the build, you spend just as much time and resources, trying to troubleshoot and stuff like that.
True,
But these
true.
actually look like it really helps you with that deep dive, and I think knowing how to type your prompt really helps.
Yeah, it does.
I think there's a method to this, and if you want to get the best of it, you have to make the language, I mean the program understand you,
Yeah,
in a very simple and concise language. So let me go ahead and
yeah.
um,
Let's
type
do
my
this.
second prompt. So I said users should immediately understand how to navigate the app. I mean, that's very important for me. Like, I want to keep it as simple as possible. I want someone to be able to, like, within the first 30 seconds of using the app, you should have a good idea of what it's about. Yeah, so let me see. Let me type this. So let's see. Ooh.
But like like what you mentioned about the like believing part about these tools is that, to be honest, like like we are, I mean, like we talk with like the users every day, and to build an app is not easy. So
Right.
it's not easy at all. And like, we don't want to make it sound that I mean, it's easy now with these tools. So we help, kind of, it's way easier than in the past. But to be honest, you still need to sit there, think about the nice design, think about the flow, think about, if everything works. And also kind of, like you need to come up with creative name, with creative design, and you just need to like simply, put hours to work on the app. So it's, as I said, it's way easier compared to the past, but it's still, just to make an app really usable, you just need to put hours. And with these tools now, it's possible, to build something. And even if you don't know coding, but of course, if you know, it helps you faster. You solve the problem faster because like me as a non-technical person, I also face with lots of problems, and then I just like Google, like watch a YouTube video how to do this, how to do that. And I think it's just amazing. But also we just learn that, like, you learn some developer mindset, just like to really spend
Mhm.
hours, like problem solving, and also like read, through the whole process that, okay, what went wrong, what went well, and then kind of navigate the problem. So it's a very exciting journey, in general, and it's just like lots of learning, to be honest.
No, that's true.
Mm.
Yeah, the way I think about it, I said, well, if I really wanna if I want to get the best of this, if I may not need to be at a developer level, like I don't need to be a developer, but then I would really enjoy it if I have some foundational knowledge about coding and stuff like that, which is, with all the resources out there, is not really that hard to do anymore. Like when you get the fundamentals of it, you at least you can pinpoint exactly what issues you're having. And if you have a friend or if you have someone who is more advanced than you can show them exactly what you need and they would help you fix that. Or you can
Yeah.
even look it up online because there's a lot of forums out there, or even in the Discord chat, and that's really neat as well.
Yeah, because also kind of, with like developing a software or an app, the most difficult part is the design part, the navigation part, the flow part. Because coding is easier, so but then you have to kind of put your taste in the design, in the wording, in the branding, the color, everything. So it's really like you just need to have this product thinking, and so like coding part, yeah, exactly. You can build things, but then these tools can also help you to learn some, like how to think about the design, the kind of the flow. But also if you put some insights of yourself, then it's like amazing, magic happens. And yeah, so it's like lots of skill and lots of pieces of different knowledge and then comes together. That's yeah.
Yeah, and I think if you are building something that affects you, like for me, this is an app that I would use.
Yeah.
I'm not built like I'm going to be the first customer, of this. And I realized that because of that, I mean, it's easy because the pain point affects you. You are also able to, you have like a very first source of feedback into what makes the app work. Like I want this to be simple. I don't want to be overloaded with all that clunky stuff. I want every feature should have a purpose. You just don't want to implement like design choices of feature choices just to be impressive or just because it's cool. Like you want this to be very simple. And then how do I leave reviews? I want it to be simple. You don't want to, it's not like a quiz or an examination. It's just something that you should be able to do within a minute. It's not overwhelming and you're done. Oh, let me see. Oh, it's still building. That's sweet.
But also like I'm thinking about this app actually. Like for me, I really like want to know about what time to go in the gym. There are less people because I want to use the machines. And also, for
Right.
example, I go to a shopping mall or kind of a supermarket. I cannot buy stuff. I just need to wait, for others because like there's a huge queue, or there, for example, lots of people are there. So, like to be honest, having this app, would can have a so like it's a bit of issue from the backend that you just have to have the data, live data, or kind of like somehow learn about like this different timing, like different crowd, like when it's crowded, when it's not. But it's something that like I see that there's lots of use cases, to be honest. At least just like thinking about it too.
I believe so. Yeah, I
Yeah.
do.
Wow.
Even at like base. Ooh, we're
Done.
done.
Wow.
So,
Let's just go and check overall like how things work.
let me see.
Quick.
View all venues, quick search, add review. Oh, that's nice. Quiet, peaceful. Let me see. Advanced filters. Yeah, I think I have a prompt for some of
Uh-huh.
the things to filter with, and yeah. But it looks good so far.
Yeah.
It looks yeah, it looks really nice. Yeah, the app now provides a seamless, accessible, and intuitive, and that is very important for me. It's like it has to be seamless. The user experience need to be simple, seamless, accessible.
Yeah.
It should be all the things that you want. I want, like, if there's anything that I want to describe this as, is simple. It's simple to use and it's straightforward. And let's see. There you go. Let me t- paste in my next prompt. And this is where I think it starts to get technical.
Hmm.
Like I'm now telling it what to filter with. I was just reading about how to prompt, and I learned that it's kind of easy to be systematic about it, and that way you know, um, natively will understand it in a very logical way. and it gives you a lot less technical issues. Because if I have any bugs myself, I wouldn't be able to do it. So I want to make sure I get it right the first time, or is almost right the first time. That way, it's not a lot of bugs.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm trying to keep it bug proof. So let me
I mean,
type in the
there's a learning for everyone.
true. That's true. That's true.
For your time. Like we never say to anyone that this is easy. I mean,
No, I mean it's not easy, but it for someone like me, I would only wish that, oh, I wish there was an app like this. But
yeah,
with these tools that we have, it's like, well, it opens that realm of possibility that you can actually do it too. It's like
something
I
like
I
yeah,
I know that I have to do the work. I know I may have to learn some new things, which is an experience. I may learn about coding, about UX, about marketing, and all those customer experiences, customer journeys. But that's the exciting stuff. It's like you're learning as you're going. You're just learning
right.
as you're going. And I feel if you are able to offer a solution and people see the value in it, then the sky might even be the limit. You can go as far as you can. You don't know how many people might find this relatable.
Yeah, yeah.
So yeah, this is where I'm asking it to add some of like the things to filter for,
Okay.
and that took me a long time to think about, and I had to ask a few people, like, what would you want? Like, if you had sensorial needs, or if you had a child who was autistic, for example, what would you want in a restaurant? What would you want in a restroom? What would you want in the library? What would you like to see when you shop? And I got a lot, but it was always around the same things. Quietness, you wanted restroom accessibility, wheelchair, that's a no-brainer. You want staff that are really patient. And then I learned about I came up with one that's called meltdown friendly. When your kid's having a meltdown. And I said, well, what does that even mean? But you spoke to a few parents and it's like, yeah, well, some places are meltdown friendly, others are not. I said, okay, I'll go with it. Meltdown friendly, and
That's
it
that's
was
actually
it
like
was
my first
nice.
time that I hear such thing, and but like when you repeat the word for the second time, it makes sense. You kind of like know that what's the reason for this type of meltdown friendly space, because for the kids you just need it, and also for kind of like disabled peers, like people, or kind of like people with having like any issue, like to be everyone have like this, like some kind of like sensitivity that they just like like react some stuff in some moments, and you just need that space. You just need to be yourself, and then it's fine. So no one is judging,
Exactly,
kind of like you're not being bad.
exactly.
Oh, it's done. Really?
See, there you go.
Wow.
So Google Map SDK integrations, venue detail pages, favorites, and save to list. Yes. Yeah, so this was like the filtering options. I had a freemium. I wanted to make a freemium. And then I also wanted to have like, more advanced stuff for people that really needed it. So like noise range, crowd size, spaciousness, cleanliness, staff patience, meltdown friendly, low steam checkout. Like some places checking out is like you're solving a Rubik's cube. The process can be really long, and then you might need to have someone accessible on hand to help you with stuff, and they know where to be found. Yeah. And then like the real time filtering. Yes, that's something that I wanted, that as it's happening,
Yeah.
it's making those changes as well. And I'm a little conflicted about, I want to have a predictive modeling, but not one that's AI
Mhm.
based.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
want it to be based on, the amount of
The
people that
data.
use it.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. Oh, let's see. Oh, no bugs. So that's good.
Yeah. Can we go like a bit up, because I saw that there was something about just like, yeah, a bit more up. Yeah, a bit. Yeah, here. So I will help you implement the core discovery experience. However, I need to inform you that native AI is not so supported. Okay, React Native Maps is not supported. Okay, so we just need to actually, I mean, this will be kind of like something that we have to integrate or help you out with the maps because now it's not supported. You can read it. So this was interesting for me to see. Okay, okay. Yeah, because kind of like you need to have the like map like integrated with it. So okay.
Exactly. Yeah, that's a very important part of the whole thing. But it looks
Um,
good. Let me see. So let me see now. Can I filter options are implemented here. Quick search, settings, and support, profile, all venues. That's nice. Advanced. Oh, I thought I'll be able. I assumed that I might be able to filter immediately. I wanted to see if it helped me with those.
maybe like we have to say that like fix the advanced filtering uh, because like sometimes like you just give the prompt but then it doesn't work, so you just need to say that okay, please, this doesn't work, fix it. And I think that now is a time where you kind of take your time and then go through everything, every bottom and then every.
Exactly. But I mean this I'm loving it so far.
Yeah,
I
but
am.
maybe like we can have an overall overview and then we're gonna start recording and then we'll just do it off recording, the next steps.
Okay.
Yeah, but okay, can you if you can show us the overview of the app so far, like how far we are, and let's give you what you
Well,
asked for.
it's still it shows that it's still writing. I mean it says lint successful, build successful, but I can see that it says it's still writing. So does that mean it's done, or is it just like
It
is
means
it just
because for example, if you don't see that like the app word like arrow like in the bottom, if it's on like like moving, then it's done. So you can kind of move on to the next prompt, but then it's okay. Like yeah, it's all done.
okay, okay, that's nice. That's very good. So, yeah. I like it. I like it. Yeah, I think I'll you I think you had mentioned to me earlier that it's helpful to start with the front end stuff
Yeah,
and then you integrate the back end gradually. So that's what I'm trying to do. And I think maybe as we keep maybe some of the features that I want to see now, it has to be integrated with the back end
it
and
has to
then
be. Yeah, it has to be.
we'll get the full picture.
Because for example, like the review, it's always the backend, so the data should go somewhere to be stored. For example, if you have like
Exactly, exactly.
like now I've seen that some of like some things that didn't work. I didn't know kind of like how is your experience with Superbase, but it's super easy to kind of like connect it. There, like you will face some issues there, like the error. So you just have to kind of take it next step slowly and then kind of try to kind of like navigate it. But yeah, like so many of these features that you have it's actually all to back and even like the list of the list of like restaurants, cafes. So it has to be a list, so that it can go through everything and then filter based on a location. We got the overview of the app, like how it will look like, and then just it's matter of the work and then hours of work. So then like the app should be ready.
Oh yeah, yeah. Oh
That's
yeah. Let
the
me
main
say
part. The main part.
exactly, exactly. So let me move on um to my next one. And this is about like onboarding. I really want this to be simple. I've had apps that for me the deal breaker was the fact that trying to move around it, trying to navigate it, or
Mhm.
trying to start the whole process was just way too much for me. It was
Yeah.
way too long.
And also kind of like I mean, so like now we're going to the backend part. So this is kind of like where you need to have the super base already connected, because like, when you ask about the sign up, so the user data should go to the backend. So like we can give the prompt, but like we can start recording and then I will help you a bit with the super base. Um,
I think the funny thing was I this is my fourth prompt so far,
mhm.
and I think I have after the fifth prompt, starting from the sixth, I that's when I started trying to integrate it to like a database and
Okay.
stuff like that. So can I just keep going to see if I wouldn't have if I would be able to integrate it seamlessly? I wanted to start with the front end and then join the back end like gradually in increments. But I think at some point, probably within the next two prompts, I'll probably have to link it to Superbase. I
Yeah.
think. Yeah.
Yeah. That's cool. Like, can
So
give it.
let's see. Let's see, let me put this now and see. Yeah, so I want the onboarding to be quick. Like in less than 60 seconds, in less than a minute, you should be able to do this.
Wow, this looks amazing. So I mean, like, can you just like walk us through the overview of the app, how far we are, and then we can close it, and then we can come back to like yeah, to the app later.
So yes, it's starting to look the way I want it to, and like these are some of the most important filters that I want for my app. Quietness, wheelchair access. This should be a no-brainer. The restroom access, the staff helpfulness, the lighting, the spaciousness, the cleanliness, the meltdown friendly, especially for parents. Like this was one thing that when I asked a couple of some parents that I know that have neurodivergent kids, the first thing that they want is yes, like I want a place where there's not as much shame or stigma. People don't look at you when your child is having an episode. You're not too much of a nuisance.
Yeah.
And these were the things that I chose. So for me personally, I would if I want to choose the three, I would go for quietness, I would go for spaciousness, and then I would go for lightning, and then I continue. And based
Wow.
on that, you can see you have like a recommendation of places to go to, and the reviews and the distance, and just so you can enjoy yourself. And I love it. I like I can see the big picture, and I feel if I can nail down the most important things and keep it really simple. This is just I don't want this app to be a jack of all trade. This is what I want to master. Like I want to have this done in a very seamless way, and in a way that's quick and simple. That way, whenever you think of, oh, where can I want to find a place that does this, the first thing that comes to your head is SensoryNav. Yeah.
this
And that's just it. Yeah.
this amazing, man. Thank you so much, I mean, for doing this, and like looking forward to the app to be launched, and then we will use it as well and kind of test it out. So thanks for joining us today. Have a nice
Thank
day.
you very much. Thank you, sir. Thank you.